Chapter 1. Do It. 2 years before Theo was born, on May 25th, 2017, I decided to go to a hospital instead of killing myself. It was a Thursday, and as on every weekday, I was meant to meet Dara at her bus stop after school. I'd left my full-time job as an executive editor at BuzzFeed 7 months prior, having reached a tier of management that gave me up-close insight into the company's cannibalizing ethos of employee expendability. After a round of blindsiding mass layoffs, when a manager responded to my concerns with his own concern that I'd become a toxic presence, I knew I'd reached my limit. The timing made sense, too. My first book, a rom-com co-written with my friend Katie Haney, loosely based on our mutual love of Harry Styles, was coming out soon, and I'd long been itching to get back to writing essays and features. I'd made connections in media and publishing, I knew who to pitch. And wasn't that the dream anyway? Becoming a full-time freelancer? No boss, freedom from a strict schedule? Unfortunately, it soon became clear that I was terrible at meeting almost every requirement for that specific kind of success. The hustle, the dedication to deadlines, the will to leave the house when nobody was expecting me. I tried. It didn't work. I panicked but refused to admit defeat. On a whim one night in November, a little over a month after leaving BuzzFeed, I searched for babysitting jobs on Craigslist. I'd helped take care of my little brothers when I was younger, and I'd been babysitting since I was 13. I'd always adored being with kids. I also figured it might satiate my increasing maternal urges. I applied to the first and only listing I opened, a writer couple in Queens seeking an after-school sitter to take care of 8-year-old Dara and occasionally 11-year-old Juno, though she was mostly enjoying her burgeoning independence. I interviewed with the parents, I met the girls, I got the job, and began in early December. Taking the part-time nannying position was my last grasp at making self-employment work. I told myself it was all I needed to replenish my emptied well of hope. A required daily entry into the outside world, regular human interaction, and a guaranteed, albeit small, income. The rest, the stories, the networking, the money, would follow. None of that panned out, but the upside was the girls. I adored those girls. For 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, I was lively, smart, generous, even beloved. I spoiled Dara with attention, spending my free hours researching activities that would fill our brief time together. On walks from the bus stop to the bodega, to home, to dance classes and back. We invented games, told stories, imagined worlds in which we were spies being followed. When I stayed late to cover the parents' evenings out, Juno would join us for crafts or a movie. And after Dara went to bed, the two of us would hang out in her room, where she'd tell me about the music she was loving lately and her favorite recent books. After just 3 weeks in the job, I wrote in my journal, obsessed with Dara and Juno already. I was correct in my assumption that being around the pair would bring me joy, but I'd overestimated that joy's strength and its ability to spread into the hours when I was alone. Then, it was still mostly darkness and a paralytic heaviness that my shrinking determination pushed against. Get up. Get out of bed. Go do something. The gap between Ari the sitter and Ari the person expanded until one was virtually unrecognizable next to the other. By May, the osmosis I was hoping for was underway, but in reverse. My depression was seeping into the bubble of my and Dara's world. Still, I believed I could turn it around. On May 4th, the night before my birthday, I wrote in my journal, I am immensely happy today and only wish I could always remember this. My book comes out next week and reviews have been good. Right now, Brendan is feeding the cats. Tomorrow I turn 31. And the thing that makes me breathless is thinking about our future, our family. I want to start this year. Remember, today I was very, very happy. This will be a good month.